Good afternoon, everyone. So, for this week's lecture, we will study about the global e-business and collaboration. So, this is the second chapter of this lecture. So, we'll just go directly. And for the study cases, we will learn about the enterprise social network that is transforming the Sharp Corporation into a more innovative connected organization. So we have 4 objectives here. So after you study about the chapter 2, you will know what are the business process and then how they are related to the information system. And then you will also know how the system will serve the different management groups in the business and how the system will link the enterprise to improve the organizational performance. And in this chapter, you will also learn why are the systems for the collaborations and the social business are so important and what kind of technology that they use. And after that, you will also learn what is the role of the information system functions in the business. Now let's see the first study case. So it's actually about enterprise social network that is transforming the Sharp Corporation into the more innovative connected organization. So in this case, the Microsoft Yammer, an application, is used in this company. So it's like social media, just like Facebook, but it's for the enterprise to connect one and another members in the company. Actually, I have the YouTube video, but since I cannot play here, so you can play it by yourself and watch by yourself later on. Okay. So this is the study case. Yeah, you can read later on by yourself. But now I would like to just give you briefly explanation about the study case. Okay. So it's about the company called Sharp. I believe that most of you know this kind of company. So it's a Sharp company, Sharp Corporation, which is now is a subsidiary of Foxconn Group. It manufactures and sells a variety of electronic equipment. Now they are facing a financial challenge, and Sharp nowadays has undergone restructured efforts with the Foxconn support. So they aim to diversity and increase the profitability. Recognizing the need for the organizational change, the Sharp Corporation shifted towards a culture of two-way dialogues. So they implement the use of Microsoft Yammer for the internet communication. And the Yammer program, it was piloted in 2013 and has seen widespread adoption, facilitating the communication between the management and the employees and fostering the collaborations across the departments. This cultural shift has enabled Sharp Corporation to gather the feedback from the employees and incorporate it into product development and enhance the company policies. Okay. So that Sharp Corporation's experience underscores the critical role of information system in enhancing the organizational performance and competitiveness. The case highlights the importance of the collaborations and teamwork which is facilitated by this kind of system in driving the innovation, the execution, the profitability, and of course the competitiveness. The shift from a hierarchical corporate environment to a more democratized one will enabled by the new technology, particularly the enterprise social network tools like the Microsoft Yammer. It has been instrumental in fostering the employee engagement and the knowledge sharing. However, it's quite crucial to understand, to recognize that the technology alone cannot address the organizational challenge. Sharp Corporation had to accompany the technological implementation with changes in its culture and business process to fully leverage the benefits of the collaboration and knowledge dissemination. This kind of information has led to a more effective exchange of the knowledge among the employees, which resulting in increase of the innovation and effectiveness. The key questions arising from this case includes how the collaborations and the employee engagement to contribute to Sharp's competitiveness and how the adoption of Yammer has influenced the company's culture and the work practices. So, in order to operate, the businesses must deal with many different pieces of information about suppliers, customers, employees, and then the invoices, payments, and of course the products and the services. They need to organize the work activities that use this information to operate efficiently and hence the overall performance of the firm. The information system makes it more possible for the firms to manage all of their information so the firm can make a better decision and improve the execution of their business process. Now let's see what are the business process and how they are related to the information system. Well, the business process are the fundamental to how work is organized and then how it's coordinated and how it's directed to produce the valuable products and services. They encompass a series of activities supported by the flow of material, information, and knowledge among the participants. The effectiveness of business firms largely depends on the design and of course the coordination of its business process. The well-designed process can confer a competitive advantage by facilitating the innovation and superior execution, while the inefficient process can hinder the responsiveness and the efficiency. The examples of the Sharp Corporation's case that exemplifies the importance of the efficient knowledge sharing process in driving the competitiveness. Every business compromises various interconnected processes, some specific to functional areas like sales and marketing or human resources. Others, like the order fulfillment, will require coordination across the multiple departments. So, considering the seemingly simple business process of fulfilling the customer order, we can see in this figure. So initially, the sales department receives a sales order, and then the order passes first to accounting to ensure the customer can pay for the order either by a credit verification or request for immediate payment prior to shipping. And then once the customer credit is established, the production department pulls the product from the inventory or produces the product. Then the product is shipped, and this may require working with logistic firms, maybe such as the UPS or FedEx. After that, a bill or invoice is generated by the accounting department, and a notice is sent to the customer indicating that the product has shipped. The sales department is notified of the shipment and then prepares to support the customer by answering the calls or fulfilling the warranty claims. Despite appearing straightforward, the fulfilling an order involves intricate processes that necessitate close coordination among the different function groups. The efficient execution of this process relies on the rapid flow of the information within the firm, as well as with the external partners and the customers facilitated by the computer-based information system. Now we will see how the information technology improves the business process. So, information systems here play a crucial role in improving the business process by automating tasks previously performed manually and facilitating the flow of the information. They will enable the simultaneously task execution and access to shared information and faster decision making. And in this case, the transforming the way of the business operate and enable the new business models. The need of understanding the business process is also essential for the comprehending how a business functioned and identifying the opportunities for improvement. And analyzing business process helps in enhancing efficiency, effectiveness, and customer service through the strategic use of the information technology. So throughout this kind of chapter, the business process are examined with the aim of leveraging the information technology to drive efficiency, innovation, and customer satisfaction. The operational managers really rely on the transaction processing system, which is called TPS. The TPS is to manage daily routine transactions like the sales and then payroll and inventory tracking. And these systems provide accurate and timely information needed to answer basic questions and also to monitor the internal operations. At this level, the tasks are predefined and structures such as making credit decisions based on specific criteria. The TPS or transaction processing system also generate data for the other systems and functions like accounting and human resources kind of thing. And the importance is such that a failure in TPS, even for a short period, it can severely impact a business and its associated the firms. As we can see with the examples like UPS package tracking system or airline reservation system. Now let's see in this figure. So this figure illustrates TPS, the transaction processing system for payroll processing. So the payroll systems keeps track of money paid to employees. An employee timesheet with the employee's name and then social security number and number of hours worked per week represents a single transaction input into the system. It updates the system's master file that permanently maintains the employee information for the organization. The data in the system are combined in different ways to create reports of interest to management and then to the government agency and then to send the paychecks to the employees. The business intelligence nowadays have the ability to support the management decision making through the data analysis and of course the access tools. The Management Information System, or we usually call MIS, it provides the middle managers with the reports on current performance often derived from the transaction processing systems, and the MIS typically offer routine answers to predetermine the questions using the summarized data in TPS, while the DSS, the Decision Support System, address the unique and rapidly changing problem incorporating the both internal and external data sources to aid the super users, which in this case the managers, in complex decision making. Now let's see the next figure, figure 2.3. So this figure illustrates how the MIS obtained the data from the organization transaction processing system. So the three TPS supply a summarized data for the MIS reporting system, and then the managers can gain the data through the MIS. And in this case, the managers can get appropriate reports related to the organization, which later on the managers can make use of the reports for decision making. now we have systems for the business intelligence. An example is the voyage estimating system used by a global shipping company, which employs sophisticated analytics to optimize the vessel assignment, speed, and loading patterns for the maximum profitability. Other data-driven business intelligence systems, like those used by the ski resort companies, it's able to analyze the large data sets to identify the customer value and then the revenue potential and the loyalty, and it enables the targeted marketing decision. Now let's discuss the role of business intelligence system and executive support system in addressing the decision-making needs of the senior management. So the business intelligence systems mainly focus on the strategic issues and the long-term trends both within the firm and in the external environment. They help to answer the questions related to the future employment levels, and then industry cost trends and future product lines. The executive support system will aid the senior management in making non-routine decisions that require judgment and insight, presenting data through easy-to-use interface. These systems incorporate external data like new regulations and competitive activities, along with the internal information from the MIS, the Management Information System, and of course from the DSS, the Decision Support System. They filter and track the critical data and increasingly include the business intelligence analytics for the trend analysis and forecasting. Well, reviewing all the different types of systems we have just described, you might wonder how a business can manage all the information in these different systems. You might also wonder how costly it is to maintain so many different systems. And you might also wonder how all these different systems can share information and how the managers and employees are able to coordinate their work. Getting all the different kinds of systems in a company to work together has proven a major challenge. Typically, corporations are put together both through normal organic growth and through acquisition of the smaller firms. And over a period of time, the corporations end up with a collection of systems, most of them older, and face the challenge of getting them all to talk with one another and work together as one corporate system. One of the several solutions to this problem is to implement the enterprise application. So these enterprise applications are the systems that span functional areas, focus on executing business process across the firms, and include all levels of the management. The enterprise applications can help the businesses become more flexible and productive by coordinating their business process more closely and integrating groups of processes, so they focus on the efficient management of the resources and of course the customer service. There are four major enterprise applications. The first one is called enterprise systems, supply chain management systems, customer relationship management systems, and knowledge management systems. We will discuss them one by one. Okay, so we will discuss the first one. It's called the enterprise system, which is also known as Enterprise Resource Planning or ERP. So it's a system that streamlines the business process across the various departments such as the manufacturing, the finance, the sales and marketing, and of course the human resources by the consolidating data into a single software platform. This integration eliminates fragmented information and establishes a comprehensive data repository accessible across the organization. For instance, when a customer places an order, the system will automatically disseminate relevant data to different departments, and the warehouse is prompted to fulfill the order. And then the factory is notified to replace the stocks, and accounting will prepare an invoice. The customer service representatives track the order progress, ensure that the timely updates for customers. The managers utilize this kind of unified information for the precise decision making in the daily operations and long-term planning. The second one is supply chain management systems, or short by SCM. It is utilized by the firms to enhance the relationship with suppliers by facilitating the sharing of the information related to the orders, production, inventory levels, and of course the product delivery. These systems involve suppliers, purchasing firms, distributors, and logistic company to efficiently source, produce, and deliver goods and services. The primary goal is to optimize the flow of the product from their origin to the point of the consumption, which is minimizing the time and cost. The SCM systems contributes to firm profitability by reducing production and transportation expenses, and of course enable the informed decision making in sorting, production, and distribution of the process. They also represent a type of inter-organizational system, streamlining the information flow across the organizational boundaries. Such systems enable the digital linkage with the customers and facilitate outsourcing, exemplifying the broader scope of inter-organizational information system. The next one is called CRM, or it stands for Customer Relationship Management. So the firm utilizes CRM systems to efficiently manage the interactions with the customers across sales, marketing, and the service functions. These systems integrate the information to streamline the business process and, of course, to enhance the revenue, customer satisfaction, and retention. By leveraging the CRM data, the companies can identify and attract profitable customers, improve the service for the existing clients, and of course to boost the sales performance. The fourth application is called knowledge management system. So the firm that excel often possess unique and difficult to replicate the knowledge related to the product creation, production, and delivery. This knowledge provides long-term strategic advantages, and this KMS, which stands for the knowledge management system, is actually play a crucial role in enabling the organization to efficiently capture and utilize this knowledge and expertise. By collecting and centralizing relevant knowledge and experiences, the KMS make them readily accessible to enhance the business process and the decision making. Moreover, the KMS establish connections between the firms and the external knowledge sources, facilitating the continuous learning and improvement of the firm. Okay, so now what kind of systems to link the enterprise? So the enterprise applications revolutionize the business operations by consolidating vital business data into a unified systems. The challenges such as cost and implementation complexity, it becomes the main challenge for the firm. In this case, the intranets and the extranets offer additional avenues for enhancing the integrations and information flow within firms and with the external stakeholders. The intranets restricted to the internal use by the employees function similarly to the internet but are privately accessible. Meanwhile, for the extranets, it extends this accessibility to the authorized vendors and suppliers, so it facilitates supply chain coordination. Next, we have e-business, e-commerce, and e-government. So the described system and technologies are now reshaping how firms interact with the customers, with the employees, with the suppliers, and even with the logistic partners by digitizing this relationship through the network and, of course, the internet. This transformation is so significant so that the terms like the electronic business, or we call a business, and electronic commerce, e-commerce, and e-government are frequently used. Okay. And the e-business encompasses the use of a digital technology and the internet to manage the internal process and coordinate with the partners. Meanwhile, the e-commerce specifically involves buying and selling the goods and providing services online, along with the related activities like advertising, customer support, and of course the payment itself. Similarly, in the public sector, the governments also utilize the internet technology to provide this kind of services and information digitally, which is known as the e-government. This approach not only improves the government operations but also empowers the citizens by granting them easier access for the information and networking opportunities. For instance, citizens can renew licenses or apply for benefits online, and the internet serves as a platform for the political mobilization and fundraising. Now you will learn how the system are collaboration and why the system needs to be collaborated, and the social business, why they are so important, and what kind of technology do they use. Okay, before we go on to the more the understanding of the chapters, we need to understand what is collaboration. So collaboration is working with others to achieve the shared and the explicit goals. The collaborations focuses on task or mission accomplishment and usually takes place in a business or other organization and between businesses. Why the collaboration is so important? Why? The first is about the changing nature of work, and of course the growth of professional work, the changing organization of the firm, the changing scope of the firm, emphasis on innovation, and of course the changing culture of work and businesses. So let's go into one by one. About why collaboration is important, the first reason is about the changing nature of work. The nature of work has changed from factory manufacturing and pre-computer office work, where each stage in the production process occurred independently of one another and was coordinated by the supervisors. Work was organized into silos, and within the silo, work passes from one machine tool station to another, from one desktop to another until the finished product was completed. However, nowadays, jobs require much closer coordinations and interactions among the parties which is involved in producing in the service or the products. For instance, a report from the consulting firm McKinsey & Company estimated that 41% of the US labor force is now composed of jobs where the interactions includes the talking, emailing, presenting, and persuading is the primary value-adding activity. Even in the factories, Workers today often work in production groups or pods. The second reason is about the growth of professional work. So the interaction job tends to be more professional jobs in the service sector that require close coordination and of course the collaborations. The professional jobs will require substantial educations and the sharing of the information and of opinions to get the work done. Each actor on the job brings specialized expertise to the problem, and all the actors need to take one another into account in order to accomplish the job. The third reason is changing organization of the firm. For most of the industrial age, the managers organize work in a hierarchical fashion. The orders came down the hierarchy and response moved back up the hierarchy. However, nowadays, the work is organized into groups and teams, and the members are expected to develop their own methods for accomplishing the task. The senior managers observe and measure the results, but are much less likely to issue the detailed order of the operating procedures. In this part, this is because the expertise and the decision-making power have been pushed down in the organization. The next reason is changing scope of the firm. So the work of the firm has changed from a single location to multiple locations, offices or factories throughout a region, a nation, or even around the globe. For instance, the Henry Ford developed the first mass production automobile plant at the Single Dearborn, Michigan factory. In 2020, the Ford employed more than 100,000 people at 61 plants worldwide. With this kind of global presence, the need for close coordination of design, production, marketing, distribution, and service obviously takes on new importance and scale. The large global companies need to have the teams working on a global basis. The next reason why collaboration is important is the emphasis of the innovation. Although we tend to attribute innovations in business and the science to great individuals, these great individuals are most likely working with a team of brilliant colleagues. You may think of Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, the founders of Microsoft and Apple, both of whom are highly regarded innovators and both of whom build strong collaborative teams to nurture and support the innovation in their firm. Their initial innovations derived from the close collaborations with the colleagues and the partners. The innovation, in other words, is a group and a social process as most innovations derive from the collaboration among individuals in a lab, in a business, and or even in government agencies. Strong collaborative practices and technologies are believed to increase the rate and qualify the innovation. The last reason is the changing culture of work and business. So most research on the collaboration supports the notion that diverse teams produce better outputs faster than individuals working on their own. So the popular notions of the crowd also provide cultural support for the collaborations and the teamwork. Now, what is social business? So many firms today enhance the collaboration by embracing the social business. It's actually the use of social networking platforms such as the Facebook, the Twitter, and even the internet corporate social tools to engage their employees, customers, and their suppliers. These tools will enable the workers to set up profiles, form groups, and follow each other's status updates. The goal of the social business is actually to deepen the interactions with the group inside and of course the outside of the firm to expedite and enhance the information sharing, innovation, and decision making. Now let's see how the figure of 2.7 illustrates how the collaborations is believed to affect the business performance. So the business benefits of the collaboration and social business. Most of the research on the collaboration has been anecdotal, but there is a general belief among the both businesses and the academic communities that the more a business firm is collaborative, the more successful it will be. A global survey of business and information systems managers found that the investment in collaboration technology will produce our organizational improvements that return more than 4 times the amount of the investment, with the great benefits for the sales, marketing, and research and development functions. One of the company consultants also predicts that the social technologies used within and across the enterprise will potentially raise the productivity of interaction workers by 20 to 25%. Wikis are a type of website that makes it easy for users and contribute and edit text content and graphics without any knowledge of the web page development or programming technique. And then for the virtual world, this is tools and technologies for collaborating and social business. Virtual worlds will actually is graphical representations of themselves known as an avatars. Yeah. So they use the online world for meetings, the interviews, guest speaker events, and employee training. This is very interesting, right? Meanwhile, for the real world people represented by the avatars, meet to interact and exchange ideas at this virtual location using gestures and then chat conversations and voice communication. So the collaborations and business platform, we have a lot actually, but we will just tell you the most used. And the first one is called virtual meeting system. It's more like a video conference with the use of Zoom meeting. I believe that you experience this a lot because there was the COVID-19 outbreaks. So you have a class with the Zoom meeting, right? And then cloud collaboration services, which Google offers. So it offers many online tools and services, and some are suitable for the collaborations. It includes the Google Drive and the Google Docs, G Suite, and Google Sites, and most are free of charge. The next one is called Microsoft SharePoint and IBM Notes. So the Microsoft SharePoint is a browser-based collaborations and document management platforms, which is combined with the powerful search engine that is installed on corporate servers. The SharePoint has a web-based interface and a close integration with the productivity tools such as Microsoft Office. And this software also makes for everyone to share their documents and collaborate on projects using the Office documents. Meanwhile, for the IBM Notes, is a collaborative software system with the capabilities for sharing calendars, email, message, and then collective writing and editing, shared database access, and of course the online meetings. The last one, the enterprise social networking tools. So we have studied the case of the Microsoft Yammer, and it's one of the examples of the enterprise social network tool. Later on, you need to see the YouTube, so don't miss to watch the YouTube, so you can know more what is Microsoft Yammer is about. Okay. So, with so many collaborations and social business tools and services available, you might get confused. How do you choose the right collaboration technology for your firm? And to answer these questions, as a manager, you need a framework to understand just what the problem these tools are designed to solve. And one framework that has been helpful for us to talk about is the collaboration tools, which is also social tool matrix, and it's developed in the early of 1990s, as we can see in the figure of 2.8. So the time-space metric focuses on two dimensions of the collaboration problem, time and space. For instance, you need to collaborate with people in different time zones, and you cannot all meet at the same time. Let's say if you are in Taiwan and then your partner is in Europe, so it has a different time zone, so you cannot make a video conference, right? So in this case, the time is clearly an obstacle to do a collaboration on the global scale. Okay, so it's about the different time. And then the place or location, it also inhibits the collaboration in large global or even the national and regional firms. It's assembling the people for a physical meeting is made difficult by the physical dispersion of distributed firms. It's usually a firm with more than one location. The cost of travels and the time limitations of managers. So Using this kind of time or space framework will help you as the managers to choose the most appropriate collaboration and teamwork tools for your firm. Alright, so we've seen that businesses need information systems to operate today and that they use many different kinds of systems. But you may come up with some questions such as what is the role of who is responsible for running these systems, and then who is responsible for making sure that the hardware, the software, and the other technology used by the systems are running properly and are up to date? We will be able to answer those questions soon. So, the information system department in firms manage information technology services and infrastructure. It consists of specialists such as programmers, system analysts, and managers, along with the external consultants and, of course, the vendors. Typically headed by the Chief Information Officers or CIO, who oversees technology usage and the integration with business strategy. The large firms also employ the Chief Security, Knowledge, Data, and Privacy Officers. These roles address security, data privacy, knowledge management, and data governance respectively. The Information Systems Department acts as a catalyst for organizational change, suggesting new strategies and coordinating technological development. The field of information technology is experienced the growth with the demand particularly high for the roles in information security, data science, network analysis, and of course, the applications of development. Now let's summarize the lectures today. So we have learned what is the business process and how they are related to the information system. So the business process are interconnected activities determining how the specific business tasks are performed, reflecting how the organization coordinates work, information, and the knowledge. The managers should prioritize understanding and optimizing this process due to their significant impact on the operational efficiency and the potential strategic advantages. While each major business function has its own processes, many are cross-functional, involving multiple departments or areas within the organization. The information systems are essential for automating and optimizing aspects of this process, facilitating the organizations to redesign and streamline their operations for the improved efficiency. Now, how do systems serve the different management group in a business, and how the system link the enterprise to improve the organizational performance? So the operational management systems include TPS for tracking the daily routine transactions, and then MIS for producing condensed reports for the middle management, and DSS for aiding in unique and rapidly changing management decisions using advanced analytical models. The supply chain management system will optimize the planning, the sorting, manufacturing, and delivery by managing relationship with the suppliers. CRM system will coordinate business process related to customers. And then the knowledge management system, it optimizes the knowledge creation, sharing, and the distribution of within the firm. Why are systems for collaboration and social business are so important? And what technologies do they use? Collaboration involves working with others and to achieve shared goals, while social business utilizes the internal and external social work platform to engage the employees, the customers, and suppliers so that it can enhance the collaborative work. The collaboration and social business will contribute to innovation, productivity, quality, and customer service improvement. The tools for collaboration and social business include the email, and then instant message, wikis, virtual meeting system, virtual word, and many more. Additionally, the enterprise social network tools such as Chatter, Yammer, and IBM Connections, it facilitates the collaborations and social interactions within the organizations. What is the role of the organization of the information system function in a business? So, the information system department is the formal organizational unit tasked by the managing information technology service within a company. Its responsibilities include maintaining hardware, software, data storage, and networks constituting the firm's IT infrastructure. And the department comprises the specialists like programmers, system analysts, project leaders, and information system managers. Typically, the department is led by the CIO, Chief Information Officers, who oversees its operations and strategic alignment with the business objectives. Alright, that's all of the chapters of the second chapters about the global e-business. If you have any questions, you can send me email and I will try my best to reply you as soon as possible. Okay, I will see you next week in the next chapter. Bye bye.